So I was reflecting on this topic, honestly, and I wanted to just create a quick video. I was trying to recognize like what are the main differentiating factors between myself and the person who desires to be in my situation. And I really narrowed it down to one simple attribute, one simple trait. And you may actually know what it is. You honestly probably know what it is. And you probably know that you have it. And you probably know that you need to remove it in order to see the kind of life that you want to live and have. But you are just so attached to it. And this is something that I removed a long, long time ago, which has allowed me to live the life that I have. Right. So I don't know if you guys are going to enjoy this kind of content where I'm just kind of sitting and rambling in front of you guys. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. Maybe it's not going to get any views. That's fine. I just think it's for the people that are really genuinely interested in changing their lives to pick up the slack and achieve the goals that they've always wanted to achieve, but are just missing the main ingredients. That just need to hear it from somebody who has the life that they have, that they want, and just needs to know how to implement it, right? So I just think that the simple act of obtaining the information and then executing that information is the main thing that you guys are missing. That's all it is. So going back to the main topic, what is it that you're having that I have, right? It's obvious. The main thing is comfort. This is something that I had to remove a long, long time ago. I had to remove comfort from my identity, my who I was, right? So obviously comfort was keeping me in a place where I was not able to reach new levels, right? To move mountains to the point where I could start a business, where I could take on additional risk, where I could make money and travel the world, all these different things. Because comfort was actually restraining that flow and abundance because I was keeping myself contained in my limiting beliefs, my, internal disbelief of who I could be. I had all this imposter syndrome that was killing me. And so you guys are probably facing the exact same thing. You probably don't think you number one, deserve the success that you're looking for subconsciously. Number two, you think if you hop on YouTube and make videos, again, imposter syndrome. Who are you to create videos that people are going to watch? Why would people want to watch your content over this big influencer, right? So this imposter syndrome kicks in where we don't feel deserving of success. So what do? We stay in complacency and comfort. We stay where we feel comfortable, where it's safe, right? And safety does not translate to abundance, right? It translates to complacency, where we continue to do nothing because it's safe, it's simple, it's convenient, right? So most of you guys are in this situation where you want, obviously, the level of abundance, whether it's financial, spiritual, location, whatever it is that you're looking for, but you are not allowing yourself to get there because you're staying in that place of comfort, right? When is the last time you actually pushed yourself out of your comfort zone? When is the last time you strived to become comfortable with being uncomfortable? Right? Pushing yourself past different barriers, for example, like fitness-wise or health-wise or knowledge-wise, right? Picking up a book and actually reading it and finishing it, right? Or doing something that's, emotionally or intelligently stimulating, which allows you to just become a better person, to level up, right? Those things are difficult. That's why no one does them. And those difficult things slowly start stacking up, and then you slowly start becoming more accommodated to being uncomfortable. And the more that you can become accommodated to being uncomfortable and normalizing that, the more you start eradicating comfort from your life, which allows amazing things to come to you, right? Where you can actually start seeing financial abundance, where you can start actually feeling what it feels like to be free, right? So when you start a business, when you start a project, it actually works because you do the things that are necessary to make it work. Right. And that's why I think the main topic of this, I don't want to ramble for too long, just be a short video. The main point of this entire video is that the reason why you are where you are, and I'm not trying to single out people or be arrogant in saying this, I'm just almost generalizing because most people that watch my content are striving to become financially abundant. Most people, right? So the reason why you are where you are, or rather where you're not where you want to be, but you're not, and why I've been able to be where I am is simply because I removed one simple attribute and trait, which is a killer of success. You cannot combine comfort with success. It doesn't go together. You cannot also go to the gym and just lift weights to a very comfortable level where you don't feel pain, where you don't pull and tear muscles. You need to actually pull and tear your muscles in order for new muscles to repair, larger or more, shredded, whatever the goal is. And that's the point of this whole thing. You cannot come into business and be comfortable, because with comfort, it does not breed success. It does not breed results. You need to feel pain. You need to feel discomfort. On the other side of pain and discomfort is success and results. And I'm sorry to tell it to you guys, it's quite blunt, and most people will just want to hear a very happy, optimistic story of how they started business, and without any resistance and any pressure and any difficulties, they made $5, $10, $20,000. It doesn't work like that, guys. There needs to be an exchange, a transference, right? Between what you're willing to give up and sacrifice for what you want. And that's the other thing too. If you want everything, you need to be willing to give up everything. Now, this is something that kind of gets taken out of proportion. Like, why would you want to give up everything to have everything? And how does that even work? Guys, your everything right now is, again, your place of comfort, your stable job, your stable income, your stable habits and hobbies, things that don't really move the needle, things that aren't really conducive to your mental health and developmental growth. That's your everything. You need to get rid of everything in order to have actually everything, which is, again, the abundance, being the person who you always desired to be, to attract other people that you've always desired to attract, right? To live that life of abundance, you have to remove and eradicate all of who you are to become the best person you possibly can, the best version of yourself, so that you can attract the opportunities and vehicles that allow you to make the kind of money that allow you to live a life of abundance. Right? So again, this may be just me yapping out of context, and I apologize if I'm boring you guys, or if you've already left by now, that's perfectly fine. I just want to test these kinds of videos out and see if this relates to anyone. Guys, like this is not like a Zoom background, right? This is a villa that I get to live in, and I get to live in places like this all the time, right? Simply because I've made this my standard. Because living here is uncomfortable. Paying $10,000 a month to live in a place like this is uncomfortable to most. But simply what I've done is I've put myself in a situation where I'm continuously uncomfortable, which pushes me to different standards, elevated standards of who I am, who I need to be, and the things I need to do to continue to maintain the success and reach new levels, right? So if you're striving to live in a place that's 10K a month, right, to make $10, $20, $30,000 a month passively, abundantly, then you need to remove comfort as a trait. Do not be comfortable, or you will remain exactly where you are. Nothing will change, and you'll never see anything like this. You'll never be able to taste it. And guys, you only have one life. You only have one opportunity to live like this. Don't waste it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video.